Well, good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all fighting fit and well. Today I want to talk to you about a particular tripod that I've been using now for about 3 months, and that is the Benro FRHN 34C with the VX30 Benro ball head. Now, if you're in the market for a budget travel tripod, or you shoot with a mirrorless camera, which is obviously smaller and lighter, then I might suggest that this tripod is not for you, and there's reasons for that, and I'll explain to you in a moment. But basically it's a full carbon fibre tripod, super strong and super light. It weighs just over 1 kilo, would you believe? Now, it is an absolute gorgeous piece of equipment, this. It has the carbon fibre weave, hope you can see that in the camera, and the legs themselves are 34.6 millimeters in diameter. So this is a massive tripod. This is a huge tripod. Now, the reason why I say that it's probably not classed as a budget tripod, because it retails for about $850. I mean, that isn't a budget tripod in my books. The ball head alone is $340, so the ball head alone costs more than most budget tripods that are out on the market. But there are a lot of good features about this tripod which I do like, and as per normal with tripods, there's one feature that I just detest, and that is this thing. It's the center column. Seriously, I never use them. I actually own 7 other tripods. No, I don't collect tripods, I just use them for my work. And I have one dedicated monopod. Now this tripod here, this leg here can be unscrewed and turned into a monopod, but I won't be doing that because I already have a fully dedicated monopod back in the studio. But I do own 7 other tripods. Now, first up, the overall finish of the tripod is fantastic. It's beautifully made. I mean, it's like when you buy a new car, you don't want to take it outside and get it dirt and get it wet if it rains. And it's the same with this tripod. You just look at it and you think, my God, what a beautiful piece of kit. But unfortunately, we don't buy equipment to sit at home. We use them. But I'll talk to you about the ball head in a moment. With the legs on this, this is a fairly tall tripod. I tend to buy tripods that suit my height. Now, I'm a big man, but this is just perfect for me. I'm not crouched down and I'm not reaching up like that. I have a Gitzo tripod which goes to nearly 2.2 meters, which is absolutely ludicrous, but I've had that for over 10 years now, the Gitzo, and that is probably the best tripod money could ever buy. But they do cost you. You still can buy them. But this particular tripod, I like it because it's nice and light, but it's super strong. Now, first up with the legs, it is a twist lock system, as you can see. Now, I prefer the twist locks, and even these twist locks are about 34 millimeters. So if you can see that, the legs on this tripod are massive. They're like tree trunks. I mean, it's just an insane build, really, to be quite honest with you. And it's that diameter all the way through. So it's not really a travel tripod either, because with camera bags, this tripod, you'd be struggling to get this tripod in the side of a camera bag because of the thickness of the legs, but it's an absolute beast. It's a beast of a tripod, I've got to say, but it just works so well. Here we have, but they are twist locks. I don't like the lever locks. I've had them fail on me with another brand that is out there in the market and been in the market for some time. I just don't like I prefer the twist locks over the clip lock ones. I just don't. I think they're too fiddly, and I've seen them fail out in the field, quite frankly. I've seen it happen in front of me with people that have attended my workshops. So I prefer the twist locks, and the twist locks on these are massive. I mean, the rubber here is just ridiculous. Overall, the build quality is excellent. Over here we have an adjustment, as you can see there. You move that and push that button in like so, and you lock that button in, then that stays there. So it's a very simple design, where others tripods you've got to flip up, flip down to get that positioning. So that's one good thing with this Benro model. As I said, it's not cheap, so it's not basically for somebody that's looking for a budget tripod. It doesn't fit into your price bracket, obviously. I'm sure if you've got plenty of money, go right ahead. But if you're using a small digital camera or mirrorless camera, this would be probably overkill for you, quite frankly. So, yeah, look, it's designed for people that shoot heavy cameras like I do. The buttons and the dials here or the twist dials, they're quite large. Over here, it has, on the ball head, it has an Arca Swiss plate. So if you're using a tripod, seriously, I don't know why people don't use L brackets. This will fit, or an L bracket will fit the Arca Swiss plate, and that's what it's designed for. When you buy this tripod, you do get a fitting that fits underneath the base of the camera that fits in the Arca Swiss, but I just take that off and I use my L bracket on my camera bodies. So another good feature about this is it has a lock on the actual Arca Swiss plate, and I'll try and show you. It's very difficult, and that's that one there. You just turn that, and what that does, that's a security lock, because there's been plenty of times where, and it's happened to me, where I've put my camera on the Arca Swiss plate and I think I've tightened it up, but I haven't, and the camera falls off. But this is a security measure, it just locks it in place for you. So another good feature of that of the Benro tripod. The ball head has a beautiful movement. I'll come a bit closer. It's a beautiful movement. It's just smooth. It's like silk. It's almost like sliding on glass. Now, obviously, I don't do many panorama shots or panorama photography, but if you own a tripod like this, you can manage panoramas quite well because of how fluid the movement is with this. It's beautiful to move. But if you're serious about doing panoramas, I suggest you buy yourself a stitching head. Now, once again, they're expensive, but a stitching head really is designed for people that take a lot of panorama shots, because it eliminates a lot of trial and error, especially when you're doing your overlaps with your images. But suffice to say, you can do panoramas with all types of ball heads, but this particular one, it just moves so slowly and so smoothly, and it has the increments written around the base, so that's another good feature. The ball head itself is just absolutely gorgeous to use. There's no clunking or pushing. It's just a well-made piece of kit, but at $850 you expect that quality. So now, centre columns, I am not a fan. I don't use them. Now, this particular tripod has a weight rating or a payload. Now, before I talk to you about the payload, the reason why I don't like centre posts is because I just don't find this very good for me. I just don't like it. I prefer to have the camera closest to the base or the neck of the tripod. Now, I can take this, with this particular tripod, I can take this centre column out and put a base plate back on and screw the ball head on. But I'm not going to do it to this tripod because it has a 20 kilo payload. Now, here's the myth. Now, a lot of people will probably disagree with this, but I have it on good authority from a manufacturer of tripods that to protect themselves, they give you a payload. Now, whether that's 8 kilo, 10 kilo, 15 kilo, 20 kilo, in this case it's 20 kilos, it's not the weight rating of, or the payload of what the tripod can carry. It's what the ball head can carry. Okay, I'll say that again. It's not the weight payload that the tripod can carry, it's the payload that the ball head can carry. So this is where the weight is, up here, not down here. So when they say, well, this tripod's got a 10 kilo payload, it doesn't necessarily mean that the tripod's going to hold 10 kilos. It's telling you that the ball head can hold 10 kilos. And we've got to get that straight. Now, there's a lot of people that probably disagree with that. That's fine. We're all big people. We can handle that. But it's the ball head that dictates the current payload of your tripod. Now, I got tripods. I said I own 7 other tripods, from tabletops that hold 1 kilo, half a kilo, up to a studio tripod that holds 60 kilos. This one holds 20 kilos because of the ball head that comes with this particular model Benro tripod. So the weight rating or the payload is for the ball head. So we've cleared that up. Now back to the centre column. Usually I take the centre columns out of my tripods. I just don't like them. I never raise them. I just don't like it. Even though this is well built and the ball head can hold a lot of weight, and the tripod being such a thick-legged piece of equipment, if I raise that up like so, right, it's fairly steady. So I'm quite surprised about how well the tripod's made with the extension of this centre column. Now, there's something else which I need to talk to people about. Now, this comes from experience, and I've actually seen it once again firsthand out in the field, and I've seen it with people that have attended my workshops. Now, most tripod manufacturers give you the centre column, but underneath the centre column they put this ridiculous pin. See that pin? Like that. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with this comment, and that's fine. As I said, we're all big people, we can handle that. That is designed to hang a camera bag off, right, like that. And they say that that gives you a bit more stability. However, what happens if it's windy? What happens if there's a breeze? That camera bag will start to swing and move like a pendulum, ever so slightly. And that will give you blurred images. It's as simple as that, because there's movement, right? The idea of as a tripod is to keep everything steady so you can shoot long exposures or slower shutter speeds. But if you hang something from the bottom of your tripod and it's breezy and it starts to move, well, you're going to get like a camera shake. Now, I know you can buy straps that will hold your camera bag in place from here to the ground, but I find that's just another piece of equipment you've got to carry. And why do that? I mean, I personally don't like hanging anything underneath a tripod. I never have, never will. As I said, there's some people that will disagree with it. That's fine, but I've seen it happen in one of my workshops where a few years ago, where there was a guy that had his camera bag hanging from this hook underneath the centre column there. And I said, can I see a couple of your images? So he shows me on the back of the live screen, and one of those images was blurred. Now, he couldn't see that. The reason why I could see that, because I had the Hoodman loop and I looked through the back of the on the live view screen, I could see blurs. Now, he wouldn't have known that until he went home and put that downloaded those images onto a computer, and he would have seen that he had a blurred image. And that all come from because he was hanging his camera bag underneath the tripod and it was moving very, very slightly. Even the eye couldn't see the movement. So I don't suggest, really, I'm not a fan of hanging anything underneath your tripod because of that fact. And as I said, you can buy straps that'll hold everything tight in place. If that's what you want to do, go right ahead. But I mean, it just defeats the purpose of having a tripod if you still have to hold things down. And with this particular tripod being so strong, I wouldn't have to tie anything to the base of this tripod or this centre column anyway, so it's pointless. So I'm not a fan of centre columns, but as you can see, most modern tripods now come with centre columns, and it is what it is, but I won't be extending this anytime soon. This tripod also has fittings here, where you can buy accessories that screw into the tripod, such as another camera or a GoPro, all types of fitments that Benro make accessories for these tripods. Now, one good thing about carbon fibre, especially up here in the mountains when it gets cold, aluminium tripods become very, very cold. This doesn't, obviously, because the carbon fibre doesn't hold the coldness or the moisture. So that's another good thing. Basically, look, for $850, that's what you get. Sorry about the birds. But basically, a great piece of kit. And if you can afford it and you're in the market for a really cracker of a tripod, have a look at the Benro 34C and the VX30 ball head. So that's about it. If If you've got any questions or comments about what I've said about tripods, especially the centre column and hanging a camera bag off it, please put them down below and I'll endeavour to get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it for another episode of Sniper Photography. As I always say, be nice to yourself, family and friends, but most of all, you keep shooting, and bye for now.